This story has an update. My husband of 20 years is cheating on me with our son's 18-year-old girlfriend. Let's get into it. I, 41-year-old female, a stay-home mom. My husband, 48-year-old male, whom we'll call Paul, works in finance. We've been married for nearly 20 years. We have two kids, whom we'll call Eric, our 18-year-old son, currently a senior in high school, and Mary, our 15-year-old daughter. They both are the lights of my life. My marriage with my husband has grown somewhat stale over the years, for numerous reasons, such as his work schedule and how I've aged poorly since we met. Our son, Eric, has a girlfriend, 18-year-old female, who he's been dating since they were freshmen in high school. We'll call her Amy. Eric absolutely adores Amy. She's his first love, and she's someone I've always considered as family. This makes the whole situation emotionally excruciating for me. Last week, I inadvertently saw my husband's phone screen and got a glimpse of a text thread between my husband and Amy, our son's girlfriend. And I read what looked like a message of her telling him that she misses sucking his cock. I froze in place, in complete disbelief. I spent most of the day convincing myself I must have misread what I saw. However, I didn't misread it because over the last several days, I've discovered a file on his computer filled with tons of BDSM porn. He clearly has a porn addiction. He also saved photos of Amy from our Instagram on his computer. Although they weren't inappropriate, she was fully clothed, it was still proof I needed to confirm that I wasn't going crazy. I also looked at his phone during opportune moments and saw more of their interactions. I wish I never looked. They were filled with mean, horrible things said at my expense, with him constantly comparing me to her. He would call me fat and old, among other things, with Amy, LOLing it. I've always had hunches and paranoid feelings that Paul has been cheating on me, but never in a million years could I have fathomed something like this. Last month, I found a thong in our bedroom that I know wasn't mine. I turned a blind eye to it, being naive and acting like it was maybe our daughter's, even though that made zero sense. Not only is he cheating on me, but he's betraying our son. I am completely devastated. I don't even think words can adequately describe the dread, anger, shock I feel right now. I'm totally overwhelmed on how to handle this because obviously actions need to be taken, but I'm terrified of what kind of psychic blow this will be for my son. I have no idea how to even approach my son with this topic. It's completely fucked up. I wouldn't even wish this predicament on my worst enemy. I can't even believe I married this scumbag in the first place. And then my mind started to race, realizing that I started to notice specifically unusual behavior from him around the same time Amy turned 18. He was waiting for her to turn 18 before pursuing this affair. There's so many layers to all of this, and I'm completely paralyzed with fear and dread about it all. None of it makes any fucking sense. How did this happen? Am I that much of a stupid idiot that I let all of this happen under my watch? Eric adores Amy, and the thought of revealing this sickening truth to him terrifies me. The impact on his young heart and mind could be devastating. My heart aches for Eric and Mary, who are completely innocent bystanders. I haven't confronted my husband about this yet. I'm frankly scared of the domino effect. I don't know who to turn to first about this. I share my story not for sympathy, but in search of understanding or perhaps advice from those who might have had grappled with this deep betrayal before. Update. She's been 18 for 5 months now. I haven't been able to gauge when their affair started. I'm trying my hardest to figure out. He deletes his texts every couple of weeks, it seems like, so I haven't been able to pinpoint when the whole thing started. I am currently playing dumb and collecting as much evidence as I can so I can be prepared for anything and everything. I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to make sure I don't put myself in any potential harm's way. My brother contacted me, a very tough junkyard dog type lawyer. I saved screenshots of all his conversations with Amy. I also was able to get to the last 3 months from iCloud. The conversations were mostly flirting and dirty talk. It was hard to stomach, completely sleazy, and I saw several negative things said about me. His call history showed that he talks to her for hours, pretty constantly. I found that he's using dating apps. I took screenshots of his profiles and all of the acting chats he has with these matches. It's very clear he uses a filter to seek out girls who are 18 to 22 or so. I copied all of his files from the computer. He goes on sex chat rooms and forums and spends a ton of money on OnlyFans. I rummaged through every possible hiding spot I could think of in the house. He had various toys, blindfolds, cuffs, lubrications, etc. He also had different outfits which looked kind of like girls' Catholic school uniforms, with French maid type outfits too. I picked up Eric and Mary from school, and we all drove to my brother's. They were able to sense something was awry when I picked them up, and I delicately told them the entire situation. They broke down crying, as well as I. Mary had the most anger, even more than Eric, surprisingly. I met Amy's mother and told her everything. She confiscated Amy's phone and gave me the entire chat log. It only dated back 3 months ago, like my husband's iCloud, almost as if they both deleted the message at the same time. She told me Amy sobbed when confronted. Amy basically told her mother that she would never understand that she and him are in love. I don't want to get into many details of what else she said, but it was easy to assume that my husband slowly and methodically became a sage-like figure in her life, making her feel she could rely on him. And he took advantage of the fact that she came from a broken home. Amy is also nonstop insisting that their friendship only became romantic and physical recently. And before that, she said he was more of a friend and mentor. I confronted Paul over Zoom. The look on his face was scary. He became red and looked so sweaty. He had anger and panic in his eyes. His tone of voice was very defensive and frightening. He kept yelling the word context. He was unable to speak without consistent stutters and intensity. Nothing really made any sense to me. I refused to tell him where I was, and he said I had no right to take the kids away from him. Then he abruptly ended the Zoom. My lawyer is filing temporary sole custody of Mary and a restraining order. Mary is still the most angry. She's totally furious about her dad and Amy, justifiably so. Of course, Mary is recollecting moments in the time she watched her dad interact with her friend, and she's in knots about it. Eric is clearly hurting, but he's so strong and very level-headed. He wants to see a therapist. The maturity my kids are showing makes me proud. They don't deserve any of this. We made the authorities aware of everything. I plan on being completely unforgiving and ruthless in this divorce. I'm reflecting on how I've been treated and how it made me feel like a shell of myself. I've had a very negative opinion of myself over the past 20 years due to him, and I don't want to let this scumbag get away with it. I want to reinvent myself more stronger and better than ever. My son and I are going to get tested and checked out as well. There's no telling how many different women he's been sleeping around with. As for Amy, her mom has been in contact with me, and Amy has been threatening to run away with him because they are, quote unquote, in love. We're all safe in at my brother's house. We're very careful, too, to secure my brother's home. Paul has been trying to call my phone several times a day, and I'm refusing to interact with him. And I will be having my lawyer handle all correspondence. He scares me. Frankly, my brother has a very secure house with an alarm system and deadbolts, so we do feel safe. Our test results came in, and my son and I are clear and free of diseases. Thank God. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rory's Stories. Be on the lookout for the next one. Leave a like, comment, subscribe.